Hey guys, welcome to Automotive Technica, and in this video I am going to show you the Interceptor's saddle stay, which is from Falcon, and it has got a backrest. So there is a difference between all the saddle stays for Interceptor as well as for the other bikes. Now what happens here is the saddle stay, it gets bolted on the tubular chassis. The tubular chassis is welded here, and there are two bolts which mounts here. Now what happens here is when you load more than 7 kgs or the weight on this and you go for a long ride, the weight happens to be a cantilever at the junction of this point. So it is bolted on the two bolts here. There is a hole here, and when there is a weight, the weight falls on this part of the chassis and the chassis gets cut. So please avoid loading anything on the or anything of a top box or anything with heavy luggage on to the carrier. You can put your saddle stay on the pillion seat, because as you know that taking a pillion rider has got a very low angle of knee bend. So if the pillions rider sits here, the knee will be so sharply bent because of the footrest. Now what you can do is you go as a solo rider and put the saddle stay here, the saddle back here, and it will stay here with an angular, so it should not touch the silencer. This gets too hot. So the motive of this video is please avoid loading on this carrier, and instead of that, put a saddle stay here so that it remains the weight on the rear seat and it sides on the saddle stay here or this panel. Now why I am telling you, I am repeating once again, this saddle stay bolts on two nuts here, that is on the tubular chassis of the Interceptor. So at this point it happens to be a cantilever. Whatever the force is exerted on the carrier, that is nothing but the mass into the distance from here to here. It is approximately more than a foot, that is 1.5 foot. Now the problem is the mass into distance, whatever the weight is, like more than 70 kgs, more than 7 kgs or 10 kg, it exerts force here, and at this point there is a cantilever force. So that particular mass into the distance happens to be a huge momentum, and at a long run the chassis gets cut at this point on both the sides, from here as well as at this point. So you might have noticed a lot of cases here on Interceptor, so be careful while loading anything on this top rack. So if you like my video, stay tuned, push the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel Automotive Technica, and stay blessed.